Today I'm going to show you how to fully customize one of our product pages from the Holiday Lookbook. We're going to take one of the pages completely down to the studs and start from scratch. This is a great option if you're looking to create either a category specific or theme specific page for your customers. Today we're going to focus on drinkware. To get started, find one of the product pages in the catalog. I'm going to jump to page 20 and we're going to plan to wipe this page completely clean. In order to clear out the page, you'll want to delete all content that's currently on the page. As you hover over each image and product features area, you'll notice the dotted line that comes up around the materials. To delete, you're just going to right-click and click Delete, and it'll ask you to confirm. Follow these steps until all information on the page is removed. All right, now that I have my blank canvas, we can get started on building out the flyer. A quick tip is, before you get started in this process, make sure you've identified the products that you want to add onto the page. If you want to include decorated images of those items, I suggest downloading them from pcna.com or using your customer's product virtual and uploading those. All you need to do to upload is go to the Images tab on the left-hand side, click Upload an Image, and they'll all populate here. As you can see, I've already selected the images of the products I want to include. What I also did is I went to the holiday landing page on the website, and from the image download section, I was able to download this image that I think will work well as my header graphic. To insert our header graphic and build out the rest of the top of this template, all you need to do is click and drag the image that you want in your header and resize using the blue tabs. As soon as you get it into position, we can get started on the header text. Now that my graphic's in position, let's add some copy that can live at the top of the page. To do so, click the text button on the left-hand side and select the font that you want to include. Click Add, and a text box will populate on the page. To update what this copy reads, look for the blank box on the right-hand side. This is where you'll type in your heading. For this flyer, I'm going to call it Holiday Gifts 2021. And I also want to include a drinkware call out so people know that this is what this flyer is about. You can see that the headline's not formatted as I would probably want it to be. So I'm going to click and drag it over and play around with the text treatment, size, and color. To do so, go back to the box where you've now typed in your header. Once you highlight, you can now edit this copy. I want to increase this headline because I want this to really stand out on the page. I'm going to increase it to size, let's do 32 font. And then, you know what, I think I want this to just be a colon over to drinkware, and we also want to increase the size of drinkware as well to the same size. From here, I also want to update the color. This is holiday themed, so let's change the color, and you know what, I'm going to pull in a red. I'm going to play around a little bit with the formatting and just getting this to read a little more clearly across the page, and then we'll jump into adding the products. Now that I have my heading into a good place, I want to get started by adding all of the product information. As a reminder, I already uploaded the decorated images I want to include. That'll come in handy later, but for now, let's find the products. I've jotted down the 6 items that I want to make sure I include on this flyer. One of them is the 162566, which is right here, and it doesn't really matter what color I choose because I know I'm going to switch this image out. So let's click Add, and all of the information populates here. Now, if I've watched the other video that shows how to edit this product information, you'll know that by unchecking the photo section here, the photo will go away. I also don't want to include a description, so I'm going to uncheck that. And for pricing, I want to show EQP price, so I'm going to replace with the as low as. This gets my item information block into the format that I want. Now, let's add in the decorated image. Go back to your Images tab, find the item, and drag the item over and into position. You can move these blocks around until they get into a place where you are comfortable. You can also resize accordingly if you needed. I'm going to keep going with the rest of the items, and I'll show you what it looks like as we populate more. Okay, as you can see, I'm almost done building the flyer. One tip I wanted to show is as you start to run out of room on the page, or if you're just simply editing one of the other product pages, if you can just drag and drop the product into the flyer, it keeps it from sliding to the last page of the file. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to look up the 1628.90. This is the item I want to include. Now I happen to be on page 20, so there's no other pages this could add to, but if you're editing a file earlier on in the book, you may notice that when you click add, it populates the item all the way on page 20 and you have to move it. I'll show you a way to avoid that. All you need to do is click and drag the product and populate it and drop it right into the section you want. Again, this is a great way to make sure that the item doesn't drop to the very last page. I'm going to keep editing and then I'll jump back on to show you the finished product. Okay, all my images and product information's been uploaded. The last thing I want to do is add a disclaimer to the bottom of the flyer. And again, to do that, just use the text field. You can add as many text boxes on this flyer as you'd like. Select the font, click add, drag it into position, and type the disclaimer that you want. For this flyer, I'm going to say, contact your rep for more information. Okay, so my disclaimer's been added, and all I did again to change the color, because it auto-populates as black, is you highlight and select a color from your color wheel. Now the file is ready to go and be shared with your customers. Just save and publish and you're on your way. As a reminder, any of the product pages from the back of the book can be customized in this way, so feel free to have fun with it. Create these completely custom curated groupings and product pages for your customers. We know they'll enjoy, and it's a great way to get drinkware out in the marketplace for year-end gifting. Thanks.